everybody, and welcome to the Wealthy LaLa Show with myself, Laurie Laursen. Today is episode 231. Oh, man. Well, I thought that the last two shows talking about the mother wound, it's a pretty intense subject, depending on who you are and how your relationship was with your mom, or even girlfriends. And so I was intending to I was like, well, let's just lighten things up a little bit, Just for me anyways, that's what I was hoping to. And I've been reading Amy Schumer's book, The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo. My daughter had the book and she read it and she says, "Mom, do you want to borrow it?" So I started reading it. And oh, wow. I don't know if you guys know Amy Schumer or appreciate her humor. She's a comedian, for those of you that maybe don't know. She has a couple of Netflix specials you can actually go and watch. So you just have to search Schumer. She is, I think, 37 or just turned 38. I can't remember. She just had her first baby on May 5th. She had it 2 days after my new grandbaby. And I have been reading her book and finding it so incredibly refreshing. Her living her life unapologetically as herself, which is something that as a recovering, I don't know if I'd say recovered, but recovering people pleaser, recovering, very aware of other people's needs. And I thought if I tried to be what other people wanted, liked, desired, that my life would be great. And it was up to a certain point. And then I really get that life then goes, well, honey, it's very nice you were here for other people. But I wonder if you actually realize that you came here for yourself. Go figure. So, I've just been really enjoying her book, her sense of humor, her willing to call things out. Really call things out and just be present with them and to look at different aspects of things and know that she was a handful for her kids or for her parents, and to also know that she, gosh, there was just so many things that she desired more when she was a kid and how she went about getting it. And it's so funny because the first chapter in the book is apologizing to her vagina. And when you read the story, it's just so funny, but it's just so real. And I woke up thinking about her the other night. I'm probably about halfway through the book, and she's talking about when she was younger, talks about when she's older, when she was in college, all these different things, like how she was with boyfriends, and then especially being able to look back on it. She even has some journals that she's referenced in her book, and then done what do you call those, side notes, side notes or bottom notes, where you put the number 1 and then at the bottom of the page, she's an addendum or something. And yeah, she just she'll sort of look at her thoughts from, say, when she was 13 at the space she was. I think she was about 35 when she wrote the book. And oh gosh, I'm not actually going to read you guys any of the book. I just wanted you to sort of get the energy of it, and if it feels light and fun for you, check out her Netflix specials. Check out her, I think she's got some YouTube videos too. Now, she can be very, very detailed, and you could maybe think crude, but she goes there. And she's a woman who too has really come into her own about her body. She's always been, like she says in her book, something about she's always been around 150 pounds. And I'm not sure how tall she is, but I'm going to say She's probably similar to me, maybe 5'5" or something. And just her humor about it, her receiving of it. And if you guys actually follow her on Instagram, since she's had her baby, uh, well, actually, I mean, it's just what she's always like, but I just noticed some of the things that she chooses and posts about since she's had her baby, showing this, one picture of herself holding her son and just looking at the camera and just like with a heart and crying, like what a beautiful thing for her. And then she was really, really sick, like really sick. She had that hyperemesis gravidarium or whatever they call it, where she like threw up the entire pregnancy. And she couldn't believe it. I remember her putting on Instagram saying, "Oh my God, it's really a thing. It really does change as soon as you're not pregnant anymore." Like as soon as she delivered her baby, it stopped. But she literally put videos and made montages of herself throwing up in parks, in bathrooms, in wherever. And like she was keeping it real. Yeah. And this weekend, so we have some longtime friends that my hubby went to school with. Well, one friend anyways, my hubby went to school with since like grade 2. So 7. So that puts us at, going on close to like 45, 50 years of knowing each other. And then we've been tied together through weddings and babies and work and stuff like that. And we found out on Saturday night that their middle son passed away. And he would be 25 on coming up this next month. And it impacted my world in a really big way. There was, something about the way this was with what I've been asking for that, yeah, it impacted me in a really big way. And it's so interesting because looking around my world, what I noticed was it feels like things in my world that seemed really important, like a couple days ago, like things where I just had a little bit more of an edge about, you know, um, maybe wanting more money or having more books. Because I don't know if Laurie in her world could ever have enough books. And I have how many that I haven't even read yet, on my bookshelf. It brought me more into my present, like with me and with my life and with my body, with what I'm asking for, with what I desire, with who I care about. And I was talking to one of my kids on the phone the other day, and we don't typically say we love each other. And I had phoned them after I had found out about this young boy, young man passing away. And I was talking to my son, and then when I was going to hang up, I just said, you know what? And I love you too. Always learning to build new muscles, I am. I had to like push it out. 'Cause oh boy. Because it was something new and was out of my comfort zone, and I just had to do it. I just had to not hang up the phone and not say it, if that makes sense. I had to. There's like I really get with the stuff, with choosing a class workshop that I'm going to soon, well, in September. I know that when we choose something like that, it's like asking for greater in our lives. And then, with the way my knee body has been and the questions I've been asking around it and there's still got to be a better way, but self-resilience that I've been learning to grow. The way of more self-support, more self-understanding, more self-kindness, more self-compassion, more more self-sweetness. And knowing that when it comes right down to it, like we're the only ones that can really support ourselves out of something. That may be asking for asking a friend. That may be, well, or phoning a friend or whatever. But only we can really truly know what's going to actually change something for us. And if it's something we need an outside resource for more information, for support, to allow ourselves to receive the sweetness and kindness from other people, or if it's something we need to really just go and sit and meditate with, like go and sit and be with yourself, be with the discomfort, be with the pain, emotionally, physical, or in whatever way shows up. But there's a wealth that has shown up in my life since this young fella that has really, truly impacted me. And when I look at it, it's actually like a wealth of presence. It's like I'm just not going to leave me. I'm not going to leave me ever again. And I probably will. I'll probably, whoops, trip, you know. Um, but I'm not going to leave me anymore with what is actually really true for me. Yeah. It's really interesting. This is popping, kind of going back to that mother wound subject. And I wasn't sure, I don't remember if it was something I mentioned in that article that I read in the last two shows. So if you guys are interested in it and you haven't listened, episode 229 and 230, I read an article about a woman who she studies a lot or has discovered and has called it the mother wound and seen how it's impacted women, and that it's not just against, or it sounds like it could be like it just against mothers, but it's really not. It's so much greater than that. In the real short version is just anger, that the living in a patriarchal society, women have had or gotten a lot of suppressed anger, rage, fury over being less than. And it's like as women, so women friends, women mother daughters, women, whatever women relationships we have, it's like that's where it's come out. That's where, and that's actually really, when I look at it, it's like that's the wound that keeps getting triggered with us, and it's one that desires to be healed. And I'm so all in for that. And that what I've learned from that is that we really are here to heal and take care of ourselves, no matter how much we've bought that it is a kindness to contribute to others, which I mean, I'm not saying that don't do that, you know um because I so get that, like, contribution and kindness to others is really part of what many of us is our for lack of a better word purpose is on this planet. If I wasn't a contribution to other people doing this podcast, assisting my daughter and daughter-in-law with grandbabies, and just even my kids with their lives and friends, etc., for me there would have very little, if any, value. And there is a place where we need to look after ourselves, and we need to let other people take care of their own healing. And, that's something that became louder for me in my world since this weekend, too. Yeah. Well, anyways, this show was kind of a little bit all over the place. And I really hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, a weekend that created greater for you. Our weekend wasn't necessarily easy. It did have some fun in it too. We had like a family birthday party. We got to watch the grandsons for a little while, got to hold the granddaughter, so it was really full. It was a very full weekend of, self-care, meditation, family time, birthday time, sadness, vulnerability, um, all of that. And it was a weekend that definitely created greater in my life, in many, many different ways. So, anyways, I wish you a life for you that is what you desire, that it's sweet, that it's kind, that it's fun, that it's gut belly laughing like my grandson was doing this weekend. Oh my gosh. Watching him watch a video on the computer, and then even later in the day he got to play in a trampoline for the first time. Oh, he laughed and laughed. It was so precious. And I wish you got belly laughs too. Anyways, on that note, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much again for listening.